All right. Looks like we are live and up and running. Let's switch everything over to the proper layout and do some more Halls of Torment. Alright, we got video. We are running through the same BGM playlist from before. There's a bunch of remixes by Goat. Just let that run. Alright. So what has happened in Halls of Torment since the last time I streamed this? A week ago? We did the first look a week ago. In that time, I've been playing this off and on. When I was out of town, I was playing this on the road too. As a roguelite type game of this style. It's pretty easy to kind of pick up and put down, but if you're not careful, you'll be playing it till like 5 in the morning. But I've unlocked the entirety of the cast in this current version of the game. And I figure what we could do today is run through the rest of the cast. I don't remember exactly what we did last time. I think we did Exterminator, Archer, and Shield Maiden. So I'll focus on the ones that we didn't do and kind of show off some of the stuff that I've learned and things that I've unlocked. So I have the Swordsman here walking around. He's the first character you start with. And we can take him into the Haunted Caverns. If you take a look at the quest map, which is your achievements essentially, I'll kind of walk through what I have left to do here and kind of show off what I've done since then, since the last time. So a lot of these things are all unlocked as you complete objectives in each run and or make progress in a stage. Usually these top ones are being the lord of each level. This first one, the Haunted Caverns, I can't remember if I got to this guy last time. Lord of Pain is the first boss, and one of the more difficult ones. Because I've beaten the lords on all 3 of the unlock levels right now, and maybe we'll get a chance to do a successful run on each, so I could show off what all the boss encounters look like. But we've unlocked everything you see here with the colored in tiles, and anything that's grayed out is something we haven't done yet. So we've got lightning strike damage, threshold, achievement, quest, arcane splinter, and the orbs, and needles over here. And these are important to do not only because you usually get some sort of reward like gold, but in some cases you'll unlock a new perk or trait or a path of upgrades for the abilities, which is pretty neat because it starts giving you upgrade paths for all of things like the lightning, the orbiting balls of doom, and they change based on which path you take. If we path over to the second level, Ember Grounds, we've got to kill a bunch of more imps for money, and the Scorchter type of enemy as well. We're pretty much done with the main achievements on this map. Forgotten Viaduct is the third, and I think is the most difficult level. We have basic enemy kill objectives here. Here's the lord down here. Lord of Despair is the boss of the third map. If we take a look at the character-specific quest trees, or grids rather, we've got 3 left. Basic damage with the Ring Blade ability, main damage, get hit a total of times. I'll probably get that on the next run and reach level 60. It looks like this will unlock one more thing down here. We have to do this one to unlock that part of the grid. Next one, this is Archer's grid. I think she might be the character I've gotten the farthest most consistently with, which is interesting because last time I think I showed off Archer and I did not get very far. I've learned a bit about how to build this particular character, and she's ridiculously powerful. She's the first one I beat the third map with, I believe, and the first. And so I've gotten some pretty nutty runs with Archer. But this one is kill 50,000 enemies in one run for gold. This is stay still for 3 minutes. So stay still for 3 minutes of the run in place, and I guess just kind of shoot enemies for 3 minutes before you move, and that unlocks an actual piece of gear that can get dropped. Reach level 100. I have not gotten to 100 yet. I've gotten close. For Exterminator, Flamethrower Dude. This one down here. 2 million damage at Dragon's Breath. It's a new trait. And I'm not going to go through each one of these. This will take another 10 minutes. But each of the character-specific grids still have things to do, milestones. These are general achievements in game. It's like it's just gold left. And that's all of the quests as of right now. You can see down here I'm at 137 of 201. And I guess this is a passive experience bonus that we get per run. I wasn't really paying attention to that before, but that's nice. If we take a look at our permanent upgrades, Shrine of Blessings. I've been chipping away at this, making money throughout different runs and sinking them where I think they'll be the most useful. Eventually all of these will be unlocked. But we've got 2 revives. That was very expensive, but pretty worthwhile just in case the run goes sideways. I think I'll probably put more into maybe area, or maybe I'll pump block strength for the defensive characters. Duration is pretty useful for the summoner, which I'll show off in one of the runs here. That character's kind of unique. Hey, Mysterious Phoenix is here. How are you doing, Mysterious Phoenix? Welcome to the stream. We are checking out more of Halls of Torment. So it may make sense to put some more into duration now. It's not that expensive. Yeah, we'll go 3. 18%. And for other things like pickup range, are probably the last ones I upgrade. Attack range. I want to max this out. And if you go over here to the item stash, I have accumulated some more gear since the last time I streamed this. And I actually want to probably swap some of my loadout around for the swordsman. For the chest piece, blood-soaked shirt, which I think you get from the swordsman's quest line. Killing an enemy, 3% chance to give you 1 health point. It's basically just free regen. And since I don't really need the block strength, health capacity is alright, but not super essential. That'll be fine for that one. The necklace, we're going to go experience. For the ring, it's critical damage. This is collateral splash when swinging with the weapon. That's not bad. But I'm going to test out Guiding Star. This one's interesting. I just picked this one up. While attacking, you have plus 40% attack speed. But your movement speed is slower. While you're moving, you lose attack speed, but you move faster. So basically, when you're standing still, you're going to attack faster. When you're moving, you're going to move faster. That's interesting, especially for this character. And if you go back to the Wellkeeper, there's a bunch of things that I've pulled up from previous runs that I just haven't bought because I don't have the extra money on hand. But eventually I'll be buying all these too. Oh, I'm going to look at the cup guy. I don't think I unlocked much of these in the previous stream. But now I have 2 of these potions I can use on a run. 2 of the wine, 3 of the Oblivion potions. So wine allows you to re-roll your perks, things that come up in the upgrade screen. Oblivion allows you to banish something and its entire tree of upgrades if you never want to see it. I haven't really used that yet, but if you're going for a certain build, I could see why that'd be pretty important. It was good to have. I think that's pretty much everything up to this point. So let's take Swordsman into a run in Haunted Caverns. And let's see if we can go all the way through the boss with this character. Oh, I unlock a starting ability? That's new. Normally you have to get to it on the map. But we'll take Dragon. Actually, I'll take Lightning. I still have an achievement on this level with Lightning. I did pick up these new abilities, which we'll see probably throughout the other characters. This one, Summon Golem, is pretty fun. With the Warlock, who's kind of like the summon type character. He benefits pretty well from having that one on screen. So we'll probably see that a little bit later. So what I'll be focusing on, this is what I've kind of learned playing this game for a few weeks. For most characters that can crit, anyone who has the ability to crit on their main weapon, it seems like a good build strategy is putting points into crit chance, which is global crit chance, and then crit damage. That general strategy has gotten me through a bunch of runs with the majority of the cast. Some of the characters can't crit with their weapon, it looks like, but you'll pick up abilities that will allow you to crit with them. So general crit damage seems very strong. Okay, that little thing above my head is the buff marker for Guiding Star. That's attack up, speed up. This is movement speed up. Very interesting. Hope they add more weapons like that. Okay, we'll go main weapon damage and speed. So Swordsman, unlike the ranged characters like Archer, Swordsman swings in a cone, a melee short range cone, directly in front. So I'm guessing the main strategy here will be to kind of pair the main weapon with things that are going to either hit another direction or hit around the screen for more collateral damage, since you can't pick stuff off at range. Okay, I'll take the crit chance. And we're pathing towards the ability scroll down here in the corner. As far as I can tell, when you start a run, you generally want to move towards that and get it as soon as possible to give yourself more DPS. I think if you kill the gold slimes fast enough, they drop a whole bunch at once. I haven't quite gotten to the point in this game so far where I figured out a real optimal strategy for farming gold, since that's what's used to unlock permanent stat boosts and buy gear and whatnot. From what I've seen, you could take Archer, give her a bunch of the speed power-ups, and just kind of blitz through a level and just blow up crates and barrels. And people have said they've gotten a lot of gold that way. But for right now, just running through with the different characters, going through consecutive runs, usually nets me several thousand, and it adds up over time. Let's see, let's check out Meteor Strike. This one's new. I don't think I've seen this one yet. Oh, I see. So it's basically grenades that kind of lob in a direction. 3 at a time, a few seconds of cooldown. Okay. That is not quick firing, but it looks like it's got a spread of damage. Kind of like a splash. Before I went live today on stream, I was looking at the Steam page for Halls of Torment, and there was actually a developer update that went live today. And it looks like they're going to be launching a beta for the next major patch or update to the game starting next Monday, looks like. And so I might look into that. I'll have to make sure there's no restrictions on streaming the beta version of the game. But they're going to be demoing a new map. I think there's going to be one new character, probably a whole bunch of new abilities and whatnot. I will take a look at what that is and see if it'll make good content for stream. I do plan on covering this game off and on because I think it's pretty neat. And I like the direction it's moving in. But I may wait until the update officially launches. That way we can look at all the content at once. I will think about that. I'll definitely be playing the beta offline, but I may wait until the thing fully releases, which is probably going to be next month sometime. Okay, let's go attack speed. Overall DPS looks decent. The waves are going to start getting tougher, so I'll need to prioritize damage when it comes up in the roll, like this. What I figured out is no matter which character you're playing, on this level specifically, when you want to push movement speed in addition to attack speed, damage, and everything else, because the first boss is fast. So I need to make sure I don't forget to sync upgrades into movement speed before the run gets towards the end. We're still early on, so we got time. Second map boss is not as fast, won't run you over. So I'd say probably less of a priority there, but on this one and the third one, you definitely want to be quick. 25% crit damage. That's nice. Okay, need to keep making our way down towards the scroll. That'll get us our third ability. And there's the second mini boss. Taking almost 500 off each time with crit. So that's pretty good damage. Tricky part is we have to get close since we don't have a ton of range. There he goes. Hood. Okay, we'll grab that. See what other pieces of gear I get. I can fish out of the well this run. And there's the scroll. Could do needles. Could do Kugel Blitz. Take Blitz. Now I'm just going to sort of meander my way closer to the well and see if we pick up more gear. It'd be nice if they add the ability to use the well more than once. In a couple of runs that I've done in this game where I'll drop something in there towards the beginning and then get something pretty decent later. So what I may end up doing is just sort of waiting it out till later in the run to drop something in there in case one of the bosses drops me something decent. Splash damage area, that's pretty good. We're gonna take damage, base damage on the weapon. Now we're doing over 500 in crit damage. Ooh. Should get quite a few levels from this. I don't know. We'll take additional hits or attacks that should be global, should apply to everything. I don't know how that particular stat boost affects a melee weapon. Maybe it can proc multiple hits. But I've read, people have been playing this for a bit. I said that multiple attacks perk is always useful no matter which character you're playing. But we'll see if that's accurate. In theory, I wonder if it'll give us more of these meteors. Still have 3. Volleys of 3 right now. Another magnet. Need to remember that if I have to clear waves quickly, I just need to stand still. And my dude will swing much faster thanks to that ring we're using. Okay, we'll upgrade lightning. See the passive healing going off too. We have regen per second plus a really low 3% chance to heal upon killing something, which doesn't seem like a lot, but we're killing things very fast. So it's just kind of a bonus to keep your health topped up. Boost damage on meteor. It's interesting. I've only been playing this game for like 2.5 weeks or so now, and I really like it. The reason why I've been streaming it is because I think it's pretty fun and interesting to look at and play around with. In the meantime, I have continued to hold out against the urge to play Diablo 4. I think I'll probably be picking that one up way down the road, maybe when it's on sale or after a few iterations of updates, which may end up working in my favor, because from what I've been reading, recent patch for Diablo 4 pissed off a lot of people. I haven't talked to my immediate friend group that I know is playing it right now to kind of corroborate what people are saying online, but a lot of the community reaction to the recent stuff has not been good. And so I don't really feel in any particular rush to get in the game. Plus knowing that I will lose a lot of time that I don't really have. Means I'll probably just pick it up later. Okay, we can get Dragon's Breath, or we can upgrade to Burning Craters. So this creates fire patches. That's not bad. Let's take that, and then probably want to sink points into fire damage or burn chance. Does it hurt me though? Doesn't look like it. That's good. And so I'll be kind of monitoring the whole Diablo 4 situation. Maybe towards the end of the year I'll pick it up. Like I've talked about before, it's not a game I'm planning on streaming. But we'll see. There's still plenty of other things that I want to play. Additional strikes. Between now and next week, I need to look at my library on Steam and see what I want to do as sort of a short-term game to stream here on the channel until Armored Core comes out at the end of next month. Thought about Pokemon Infinite Fusion. It's a game I've been wanting to play for a bit. I know a lot of my peers have been streaming that one, but I think it could be fun. It's on my list. I just don't know when I'm going to get to it. So that's a possibility until Armored Core comes out. Because we just beat Devil May Cry 5 yesterday. I need to think of another game to play in addition to these kind of here or there looks at other games out there. Alright, we're going to make our way up towards the well. Hellhound Wave's not too bad. It's like one crit will kill them. Ooh. It's crafting mushroom. Cannot remember if I already have that one. I think I'm missing one on the second map for one of the potions. Alright. Could do additional attacks. I'm gonna go crit damage. Yeah, well, okay. I bump my damage up a decent amount. Now we can go additional attacks. Okay, we got fire. Go fire damage up for our little burning patches with the meteors. Yeah, Skeleton Knight boss should be relatively easy. To the crit damage, just taking chunks out of his health. There it goes. I've already pulled up all these, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And we are currently 15 minutes in. I'm moved myself a little to the left to be able to see the enemy count and the timer in the bottom right corner of the screen. Alright, there's the quest for get hit 500 times. We're currently at level 41. Now we've got main weapon damage, physical damage. I don't know if that applies to the abilities I have, but I'm going to take that just in case. It could be that if we had the more object-based abilities, that's what that would improve. Even with these kind of tankier shield skeletons, just due to the sheer attack speed and the crit damage, it's still melting waves pretty quick. Oh, there's the well. Alright, I'm gonna take some movement speed. The damage would have been fine, but we'll probably do most of our damage from crit. But I will hit the well. I'll pull this up. Now, another thing I read this on the subreddit for this game earlier today, in fact. There are these blood trails, which I never really paid much attention to because they just kind of look like they're part of the environment, but apparently this will give you something. So I'm gonna follow the trails of blood, and I'll leave the magnet gauntlet in the upper right for later. Okay, base damage, additional attacks. Alright, these sort of shrines here, they tick down as you kill enemies. I think they're in the proximity. And you get a little artifact piece. I've never seen what that does, probably because I've only gotten one. But from what I read, the bloodstains lead you to these little mini events. So we're going to try and do those and see what it gives you. I think it gives you something related to the boss. If it summons something or helps you. Well, we'll see if we can figure that out. Okay. So it gave me this little purple piece up here. And I guess we just need to look out for another bloodstained trail. We'll see what happens. Ooh, another ability. So we have Transfixion. Transfixion is something I picked up in between the previous session and now. This is pretty cool. This is an additional projectile-based ability. You can see it shooting out these volleys of little, they look like little energy arrows. It has an upgrade that allows you to shoot behind you, which is pretty cool. And the ones that shoot behind apply a debuff status, which is also handy. Alright, I'm going to kind of path my way up towards the magnet glove and keep an eye out for more bloodstains. Damage. Transfixion pierces as well, looks like. I think it has a certain amount of pierces as it does damage to waves. Overall, I don't see any downsides to using that particular ability. Between its fast firing and its upgrade that lets you debuff the waves, it seems useful, and it can crit. Another magnet gauntlet. Okay, we'll go crit chance, crit damage. It's kind of a handy thing to have on both. Same deal. Because we're vacuuming up everything that's on the board, we're going to get a whole bunch of levels, I think. Just under 10 minutes. We're getting close to the end of the run. Slimes. There's the magnet. It's probably less levels since we just got one. And now we just need to keep wiping out waves and making our way kind of around the map. I don't know, since I think it's procedurally generated as you go. There's no map edge limit. I wonder if it's just a chance for the bloodstain thing to show up, or you have to move in a certain direction. I don't actually know, so I'm just going to kind of wander around wiping out waves and just see if it shows up. Area. There's the Lich. It's pretty decent damage. All that crit rate. Oh, we hit 60. Nice. Oh, interesting. Invocator's Grasp. This is a new item I must have unlocked recently. I have not pulled this one up yet. Plus 40% summon spawns, 40% summon duration, 20% summon damage. That is a Warlock item. I regret using my Well Chance, knowing that can drop. Alright, I'm gonna have to specifically keep an eye out for that on future runs. Alright, still doing alright on DPS. Most of our damage is coming from crit. Being able to fire off lots of volleys of transfixion when I'm standing still is kind of nice, though. It looks like... Don't tell me... Fragile. Okay, so it applies Fragile by default. Its upgrade is... one of the other debuffs types it'll apply for the ones that shoot backwards. I think we got a pretty good setup. Oh, an unlock for Meteor Strike too. That's nice. I should probably get a bit more foot speed if I get a chance. Still keeping an eye out for blood stains. A lot of enemies. I think we've done a decent job building, though. There's a lot of enemies, but they get melted pretty quick just by pure damage and crit. It's a bit interesting since this is the first character you have unlocked when you start up Halls of Torment, and I struggled to get this far in the run with this character. I think I have more passive upgrades now, and I understand a little bit better how to build. So this is going much better than like my first run. I think I died in 10 minutes. A lot of those crystals on the field. I really need is one of those magnet gloves. What I'm doing, I'm kind of booking it in a direction just to see if the bloodstain event shows up randomly. Got 4 minutes, a little less than 4 minutes for the boss shows up. Oh, that's lucky. Okay. Figured I had a chance to get another one of the gloves, which is good. That'll get me a bunch of levels. still no bloodstains. I wonder if you have to move in a cardinal direction in order for those to show up. When we do some other runs on other maps, try and make a point to look out for that, since I do want to know what it does. 3,000 enemies dead. Two minutes. Kind of close to level 100. I don't think we'll get there this run. But it'll be close. Probably be up in the 70s by the time the boss shows up. About a minute left. Could use more movement. I think I'll be alright. Thanks to Guiding Star. Foot speed's decent. And hopefully I have enough damage to drop the boss. The boss of map 1 is basically 2 phases. And the first phase is the one where it's fastest. Alright, we'll go for area. What I really like is more crit damage. 22 seconds. And there's the boss. This is the Lord of Pain. I think I got to this guy before. But if not, it's basically this armored dude who runs around on a demonic steed. And as his life gets lower, I think in this form, he starts moving quicker. Like those dashes can pin you in really quick. So we just need to stick close and keep the DPS on and watch out for stuff like that. Under 50%. Health and defense. Damage up, that'll help. steeds down. Now I fight the boss again, and now he's on foot. And in this state, the boss has a lot more projectile-based attacks like that, which puts a bunch of hazards on the field. There's the wave, a couple different waves. There's that. It's not too bad, but it'd definitely take a ton of damage if I get hit by those hazards or projectiles. Like as the boss's health ticks lower, he'll start firing more projectiles faster. And moving a bit faster on foot, but not as fast as when mounted. Got him. Alright. And get orb, and that's a successful run on the first map. So how did we do? 30 minutes, 24,000 kills. Picked up several thousand in gold. Not bad. Now let's look at Warlock. And we'll go into map 2 for this. And Warlock I already have set up since I was using this character before. As far as things to buy, the hood's not that compelling. I'm gonna save up and get that. Was it gloves? Those summoner gloves? Those will be handy. Right now I've just got these ones here. We could drop a couple upgrades. I'm gonna pick up range. And we'll save some in the bank for future equipment purchases. And that might have been the first clear with the swordsman. Oh, I should have taken ring blades. Oh, well, I don't think that even came up in the rotation. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to go to Ember Grounds. I think I'll probably do at least one more run with a different character here, depending on how well we do. But this map is the kind of volcanic, fiery looking one. I'll take Transfixion. So the Warlock, unlike the close range swordsman, is a summoner of sorts. And so his base weapon is not a physical attack, I don't think, and is considered a summon. It's called Ravaging Phantoms, I think. Specters. Ravaging Specters. And little green ghosts, they fly out and they hit an enemy and they kind of bounce and path towards another enemy. Which is interesting. So they have natural piercing. And as they get upgraded, they kind of fly around more. And they basically kind of just rake through the waves and do damage. But they can't crit. I think the rules for summons are a little different. And so you won't see crit damage popping from the green ghosts. I have 2 summon rings on. One for skeletons and one for imps. They can crit, I believe. See these little orange imps with the white outline, those are mine. They basically run around and stab things for a set duration and they die. Same with the skeletons. and that's tied to the duration stat, as far as I know. So if we pump that, it increases the amount of time they're on screen, and I believe the amount of time the Ravaging Specters are also on screen. And so you build Warlock a little differently from what I gather. You could still put stats into crit, because our Transfixion weapon can crit. But duration is going to help summons. And I don't know if they have a static or a scaling damage stat. That's something I got to look at, because this character seems to have a lot of skills that benefit from summoning, but isn't the only one who can have summons. You can equip these pieces on other characters. I just don't know if it's as effective. Okay. Main weapon duration. We want global duration and main weapon duration, in addition to flat damage. And then crit's going to probably be second or third priority, unlike the last character. We also want attack speed and projectile count. Last time I did a run with the Warlock, I had him built so that he was just firing off little green Slimer ghosts really quickly. And they basically sweep the field, do a bunch of hits, and fly off. That's pretty good damage. Alright, we're gonna go Dragon's Breath. Hopefully I'll get a chance to show off the Golem. And then one of the upgrade series, I don't know if this is unique to Warlock specifically, but it's basically a double-edged upgrade. Minus 10% health for increased base damage on the Spectres. So this character is probably one of the squishier ones in the game. He does not have a big health pool. He does get the ability to summon mages, skeleton mages, which is one of the ones from that ring I'm using. And what I may end up doing is funneling some upgrades into base health, because those sacrifice ones will continue to chip away at my health pool. I don't want to get too low. Alright, we'll go 30% damage hike. 336 health. It's kind of low. And we have 2 ability scrolls on the map. So we'll get the one here, and we'll go up to the left to get the one over there. There it is. Alright. So the Golem is an AI-controlled minion that just walks around punching things. And he has the ability to set off a rolling attack on a cooldown. It's an internal cooldown, which looks like that, where the Golem just rolls into a ball and steamrolls around for a few seconds. It's pretty strong. It does a lot of piercing splash damage. And so I think the Golem synergizes pretty well with the Warlock. %, summon damage. movement speed. One of the upgrade parameters you can get for a golem is reducing cooldown on the roll, which is handy. In addition to increasing the duration for how long it lasts. So the golem will roll around more and do it more often. Okay. Base damage up. Crit damage. I think, yeah. Golem also benefits from global crit damage, I think. If it'll tell me. No, maybe not. Unless it's over here. Oh yeah. It does have its own crit chance, so yeah. Global crit chance will be good for Golem. I like how Halls of Torment gives you a lot of insight into your loadout. And if you really care about stats and everything else, you can see it. It's all in there. Ooh, 1.5 second duration, but minus 10 base damage. I think we'll probably make that back on percentage based duration increases. So I'm gonna go golem attack speed and cooldown. That's double damage. Let's take this mini boss out before it boxes me in. Too bad I can't reroll here. I want those summoner gloves. Unlike last time, the last run, I'm going to wait on using the well. I'm going to wait till I either fill up all my slots or I'm in the last 5 minutes of the run, just in case that one item I want actually drops. I think DPS is lagging a little bit though. I'll go burn chance. I feel like a lot of my damage is coming from passive hits from the minions and not necessarily from my character, which isn't bad, but I would like my character to do decent damage since that's what's going to scale for the boss. The first time I beat this level off stream, I was using Shield Maiden, I think, And I had enough defensive stats to pretty much tank through the end waves, but it took me forever to kill the boss of the zone because my damage was too low, which was kind of annoying. It took me about an hour of just running around the boss, slowly chipping away at his health. And while it got me the win, it was not very efficient. So I'd like to improve on that for this run. Okay, the mini boss down. Get another ability scroll. Alright, we can do crippling cuts. We can do, this is the one that adds backward shots to the transfixion. That is a pretty good upgrade. But magma fists. Golem's melee attacks to fire damage have a chance to inflict burn. Plus 4-second roll cooldown. I think this is 4-second reduction. Hopefully. We'll take that. And that's a pretty big attack cone for the golem. Hey, Lava King's here. How you doing, Lava King? Welcome to the stream. We're cruising through some more Halls of Torment, checking out the rest of the cast. Hope you're doing well. Lava King says frustrated. I'm sorry you're frustrated. Hopefully, watching me mow down waves and waves of enemies will improve your mood. Okay, we need to get this other scroll. Okay, we'll take attack speed. 1 second duration is not the end of the world. But we can get more of the specters on screen, which will help. Lava King says, I don't know what you're doing, but you sound like you're having fun, so that's nice. I don't know if you were here last week when I streamed this, Lava King, so you might not have seen Halls of Torment before. So I can kind of explain since there's a lot on screen. This is a Vampire Survivors-like bullet heaven game with the aesthetic and presentation of like old school Diablo. And so I have a character here in the middle. It might be hard to see since there's a lot of stuff flying around. But basically you survive waves and you get upgrades and perks and things that inform your build, just like Vampire Survivors. But it's a bit more ability and passive based instead of, you know, you get a weapon and you get a passive. And so the roles we see here on the upgrade screen range from duration, which affects my summons, to flat stats, percentage stats. There's damage, attack speed, crit damage. And each of the characters plays pretty differently and kind of requires you to build them slightly differently too, depending on their abilities. I'm playing as the Warlock, who's like a kind of caster mage. And he has a lot of skills that benefit summons. So I've got a bunch of friendly skeletons, imps, and this golem running around hitting things for me. And so the point is to continue to build, get through the waves, and at the end of 30 minutes there's a boss on each map you gotta fight. And this game is in early access on Steam. It's like $4. It is very cheap, but very fun. I've been playing it for a couple weeks now. Unlocked all of the playable characters, and I'm working on unlocking all of the different perks and doing the quests, which is like the achievements. So it's a pretty cool game. You folks can expect to see me streaming this one off and on while it's in development, and there's more content before it comes out. Let's go piercing duration. Lava King says, remember, early access is an acronym for EA. That's true. I tend to do a bit of research before I buy an early access game. This one was recommended by a YouTuber I follow, so I got a chance to watch him play through it. But the game's a few bucks. Unlike EA, which you can pay $60 for a AAA title that's broken on launch, the likelihood that I'm not going to at least break even on a $4 purchase on Steam is not really something I'm worried about. Plus, it's a Vampire Survivors like. I bought Vampire Survivors in early access, and I think I'd played like 150 hours in it before it officially launched. So, I definitely got my money's worth there. And the content roadmap for Halls of Torment we're playing here is pretty interesting. I was telling the stream earlier that they just announced today that they're starting a beta for the next big update next week, which I'll probably be looking at off stream. And then I think within the month, they're looking at doing the next big update, which is going to include a 4th map, some new characters, new weapons, perks, and everything. And it looks pretty neat. It's like an ice map. Alright, let's do crippling cuts. That's slow. Slow debuff on the things that are shooting behind me. Which is nice. Now we have kind of a way to cover our 6 as it was. Push damage on Dragon's Breath. And we're at just under 17 minutes for the run. I guess I can make my way up towards the Magnet Glove icon here at the top of the screen. There's a lot of experience on the map that I haven't collected. It'll get hoovered up all at once when I get that item. And I need to keep an eye out for blood stains. Ooh, there's another one right here. Adoration. This is going to get us a whole bunch of levels. Get upgrades for Golem. Get movement speed. Attack speed. I'll go crit damage. Need more global crit chance for our summons. Another mini boss. It does look like we're getting decent damage off specters now. I don't think it's what's carrying all my DPS, but it seems pretty functional. Whoa, we got 2 scrolls? That's nice. I'll go knock back on Dragon's Breath. Base crit. We could upgrade to Painful Incision. I don't know if this replaces the one I have now. I'll go Meteor Strike instead. Base damage. Still think it's good to prioritize base damage on our specters. We're at 15 minutes on the dot. And I've not seen any blood stains. It's kind of hard to see because this tile set map is kind of dark. So it's possible I missed them. But if we see any kind of dark red splatters, they lead us to a certain event thing. I'm trying to figure out what it does. But I don't think I've seen any. It's usually obvious enough. It's more obvious in the first level. Alright, we're at about 13 and a half minutes. Still think we're doing alright on damage. We'll see if I have enough damage to kill the last mini-boss that spawns towards the end of the run. The Worm Queen. Alright, another one down. Spellcaster gloves. Elven slippers. Okay, if I don't get those summoner gloves as a drop, then I'm going to throw these in the well since I haven't picked up this one yet. See the amount of specters I'm throwing out. With the boosted duration, they just kind of fly around, smacking things and doing damage as they pass through and pierce. And there's the glove. There's another glove. Oh, percentage crit chance. Crit chance multiplier. I wonder if that's additive. I know, I can check. Crit chance, base 5%, so it's at 33% crit. That's not bad. 420% crit bonus, though. There's a whole bunch of magnet gauntlets down there. Having knockback on the firewalls is nice. I can't tell how often that's happening since most things directly in front of me tend to die pretty quick. But we're just above 11 minutes. The waves are getting pretty dense. Okay, we take a 10% health cut for 30% damage. Alright. Almost negates the health power up I just picked up. We're at 344. That's really low base health. I gotta be careful not to get hit. That's double attack speed. Temporary buff. Let's go pick up range. Pick up range is kind of an afterthought if I can't think of anything else I want to upgrade, and it shows up in the roll. So technically I could re-roll that. I haven't really been doing re-rolls. That wave. Crowd control's looking pretty good. I'm not doing a ton of damage on hit, but by sheer number of things on screen that are also hitting for me, I think it's kind of balancing out my overall DPS. And I guess we can go... Alright, we'll up damage and crit for Golem. And same thing for Transfixion. That should apply to both the front hitting and backwards hitting projectiles. Just under 10 minutes, or almost under 9. So I'm going to push south towards those other magnet gloves. I'm not too worried about the bloodstain thing here. Let's focus on clearing waves, trying to get a few more levels. I don't think I need movement speed now. I think I'm okay. This boss isn't particularly fast. Damage, I think, is more important than mobility against the Map 2 boss. Oh, let's see. Base damage. Level 68. So far, I have not gotten close to 100 yet. 70-something seems to be where I top out most of these runs. Ooh. 20% health hit, but more spooky ghosts. Let's see if I end up regretting that later. 264, that is very low health pool. That could be a bit of a liability. Hey, we got a follow from Benny Josh 01. Thank you for the follow. And welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay amongst the Space Bees. I think I will go attack speed. 7 minutes left for the boss. I think we're still looking good on DPS. I'm a little bit concerned about my overall health now, though. We'll see once the boss shows up. There's a lot on screen. And if you're not careful, the boss can kind of box you in, which can get dangerous. I can't take too many hits. Oh, I need to hit the well. Okay. Just realized I didn't drop anything in there. 6 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna head in that direction immediately and throw that one gear piece I haven't pulled up in there just to get it out. It'd be nice if they add a bonus when you clear a run. If you have items in your inventory that you haven't recovered, they just let you recover them once you beat the run. As far as I could tell, unless you put them in the well, you don't get them after the run is over, whether you win or lose. Alright, another glove. Alright. I'm gonna go all in on Golem. Oh, I do to punch things more. Wow. I'm almost dead. 5 minutes. Oh, and there's the last mini boss, I think. That's the Worm Queen. And I'm gonna get boxed in and die if I'm not careful. Do I have that leech on kill? I do. It's on the shirt. Okay. Technically, if I just avoid getting hit and murder enough things, I should slowly start refilling my health. But there's a lot of dangerous stuff on the field, that boss. Alright. There's the well. Okay, get the Elven Slippers out. I'll try and focus on killing the boss. Mini boss, rather. Tricky thing about the Worm Queen is, as she moves around the map, this long kind of snake boss, she goes underground, and you can't hit her when she's submerged, which is really annoying. He's almost dead, though. Look at my golem just kind of runs up and just like pops her right in the nose. Okay, 3.5 minutes. Alright, boss is down. Or mini boss down. It was a little hairy. Now I need to try and recover as much health as possible in 3 minutes before the boss shows up. I guess I can path towards the magnet gloves. Try and vacuum up the last of the experience. That might get me some levels to boost health. I'm already about 50% though, just from passive leech, which is nice. But again, I have a really low health pool, which is dangerous. Case in point, there are these barrel holding imps that kind of detonate when you get close. It's taking out like 5% of my health every time. Minute 45. Alright, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna take the base health. I'll take this base health again, get above 300. It's a little more comfortable. Still low. Usually I try and target around 500 for most characters by the time I get to the boss. But it should be okay. Just have to be really careful. Minute left. And we're at level 81. That might be a new record for total levels. I had another 5 minutes. I could hit 100. My roll duration. Oh boy. Oh, nice. We got the damage achievement for Dragon's Breath. Oh boy, getting mobbed a little. Another one for the golem. Alright, boss time. Forget which lord this is. I can look on the quest list. But his deal is he kind of walks around a bit slower than the first boss. But he has a lot of projectiles that can shoot. You can launch those spinning summon swords, and throughout the map these demonic meatballs will materialize and just sort of slowly path towards your character, and as you do damage to the boss he'll summon more and more of them until they basically fill the screen, and so those become hazards. But it looks like my flame walls can push them around. That's something I should keep in mind when I run this level. Normally you can't do anything. They're not destroyable and they detonate when you get close, but my flames can push them around, which means I can give myself outs. That's nice. I can get out if I need to. It does look like my golem is targeting the meatballs though. That's not entirely helpful. Now we can run south and get one of these magnet gloves. It'll give me the last of the experience I've missed. See more of the meatballs showing up on screen now. Okay, there it is. Alright. Guess we can go explosion area and try and hit the boss with meteors. Swords are dangerous. I just realized the Ravaging Specters are also targeting the meatballs. Alright, it's my last revive. I want to move forward. I had not taken into account the fact that they might target things in addition to the boss. But I also can't tell if they're actively blowing them up. I do know that my DPS is not very high here. In fact, I'm going to have to focus on not getting hit. I'm almost dead. Something is setting... I think my minions are setting the meatballs off. I didn't even think that could happen. That's why they're blowing up when I'm not nearby, and when I'm trying to walk through, they're blowing up just when I'm close. That's a bit of a risk. I guess that's what it looks like. I'm trying to pay attention to what my summons are doing, what the boss is doing, and what the meatballs are doing. No, well, the golem wasn't setting them off for sure. That's interesting. Okay. So, Warlock has a bit of a disadvantage on that map with summon build, just because the summons get distracted by the meatballs. I guess that means, you probably have to go pure damage. Pure damage and less summons if you want to fight that boss. The map 1 and 3 boss, you wouldn't have that problem. They're mostly just one-on-one fights for the most part. But for the map 2 boss, okay, I gotta remember that. That's interesting. We would have had no issue with the level 1 or probably level 3 boss with that particular setup. Okay. Well, we're 1 for 2. Let's take a look at Sorceress next. And for her, crit damage, splash, attack speed. Let's swap this out for the attack speed and movement speed one. And we're going to go back and try and do a rematch on map 2. I was really hoping I was going to get through that. Our build did good all the way up to the boss, which is interesting. Now, Sorceress, we'll take Meteor Strike. Sorceress attacks with Chain Lightning. And so her base attack ability basically shoots out in kind of like a pronged pattern, and then it jumps through nearby enemies for a set amount of time, doing collateral damage. So it's kind of like a spread damage weapon. It seems pretty effective. I think we will push crit chance, crit damage, since I believe, yeah, base chance 10%. So her weapon can crit. Go attack area. Oh, pierce up. Okay. That, I think, might affect how many enemies it jumps through. This is the last character I unlocked. I don't know much about her. But she does get kind of nutty when you upgrade her attack speed. And she's just machine gunning chain lightning out everywhere. And it has a chance to inflict electrify, which is like a tick of damage over time, I think. Or is it? I'll have to look it up on another one. %15 damage, crit damage, yeah. Definitely want that. Now, because it jumps, I'm trying to look at the visuals. I think it can crit when it jumps too. It looks like it. It's hard to tell because it moves so quickly between targets. But yeah, okay, I saw that one at the end. So I think it's a base crit chance on each hit that procs on the enemies. Just good to know. It seems like, well, it's her speed's probably so quick because of that ring I'm using. Normally she's not that fast. I'm gonna go crit damage. Lava King asks, is this game using Castlevania music? Because I heard Sewers in Castlevania. I'm using my own BGM playlist, Lava King. It's a bunch of remixes by an artist named Goat, and a lot of them are Castlevania remixes. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. So that's what you're hearing in the background. This game's base soundtrack is good. I just have heard it a lot because I've been playing this game offline. So that's why I've got the BGM playlist going with some remixes. Okay, base crit chance. I wonder if they'll add a permanent perk unlock for base crit chance. Be nice. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with Transfixion. I think it might be one of my new favorite abilities, just to give us more projectiles out on screen, mowing stuff down. Lava King says the music is starting to give me a headache. Is it too loud? I have the music at less than 50%. Is it too loud? I can turn it down a little if you want. I just didn't want it to be too quiet. Just let me know. Piercing. Love King asks, do you have Strive? Guilty Gear Strive? Yeah, I do. I haven't played it in a minute, but I do have it. I gotta get back to that game at some point. Base crit chance. Movement speed. Okay, we gotta get ability score right here, which should be right next to. And then, yeah, there it is. And then go all the way to the right. Lovking says, no, it's just that style of music can make my ears sore. I once had an ear infection and hard metal music can hurt my ears. Oh, I see. So if you listen to metal stuff for too long, it'll make your ears sore. I will keep that in mind. Well, let me know if the music on any stream is ever louder than me, because it shouldn't be. I have to change my auto settings around every time I'm streaming stuff. So just let me know if you need me to tweak anything. The majority of the playlist is metal stuff. Love King says stuff is solid. I'm gonna go see Matt. Oh, is Matt streaming right now? I never know when that guy's streaming. He doesn't have a posted schedule. But if that's the case, alright. In that case, I hope you enjoy your time over there, and thanks for tuning in here. We'll be definitely looking at more Halls of Torment in the future. See you Saturday. Am I streaming Saturday? I thought I was streaming Sunday. Oh yeah, I'm streaming Sunday. If you're around, I know you're leaving town soon, but either way, no worries, dude. Hope you have a good rest of your evening. You made me check my schedule, because I can never remember when I post stuff, what I actually post. I'm sure someday I will forget to stream on the day that I said I was going to stream. It hasn't happened yet. I'm sure it will eventually. Alright, go fire. Try and get that upgrade for the meteor strike. We are at 24 minutes, still early on in the run. Still think my DPS is not super optimized. You can tell things are dying quickly, which is good, especially if I stand still. But I've noticed that the sorceress has to work a little bit harder to do wave clearing damage, which is why I'm kind of leaning on my abilities. Like, let's see. Additional attacks should give me more bolts with chain lightning. Yeah, looks like I get 4. Seems to alternate 3 and 4. But I think I need to push base damage, crit chance, and crit damage. Because I could see that for these Hellhound enemies, they're not getting dropped by the first crit. So I'll have to remedy that in the build. Critical hits apply electrify. Okay. I thought that was an innate effect. Apparently not. Get out of here. Invocator's Grasp. Alright, we got the summon gloves. Good. So as soon as I get the banner or the skill scroll, I'm going to pop down to the well. I'm going to send this weapon out, or armor piece out, and I'm going to buy it when I get back to town. I want that on my summoner build. Kind of want to rematch with the summoner. Maybe go into... Maybe we'll do map 3 if I have time. We'll see. 22 minutes. What's that? I think it's a graphic glitch. Alright. 20% crit damage, or we take crit chance on transfixion. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that. I'd like to get that weapon firing faster than my main. It might outpace in DPS. Whoa. Take crit chance over Pierce for now. We got a first time chat from Axoli Pidos. Is that how you say your name? Let me know if I'm not saying your name right. Axoli asks, is this a roguelike? This is a roguelite as opposed to a roguelike. If you've ever played Vampire Survivors or anything in the genre of bullet heaven games like Vampire Survivors, it is like that. So you go in on a run on a map, and you have a character, and you go for a build, survive waves like this, and get upgrades shown here. A mix of passive and active things, and the abilities over here are your quote-unquote additional weapons that you get. And they all do different things like drop meteors, shoot these arrow projectiles, or strike lightning. And so it's very much like Vampire Survivors, but if you think of it like an old school Diablo or Diablo 2 aesthetic, the kind of ISO view and the 3D characters, it's very fun. Decently challenging too. And your run times are 30 minutes to survive, and then you fight the boss at the end of the map. Axoli says, only bullet hell I played was Katana Zero, if it even counts. I haven't played Katana Zero. But if it's more... These games, like this one in Vampire Survivors, are like wave-based as opposed to like level-based. Kind of like a old school scrolling shooter bullet hells like Toho. These are kind of like map and wave-based. Similar concept though. A lot of enemies on screen. Some of the bosses like this slime here will pelt the area projectiles, and you gotta kind of dodge through. And this game is currently in early access on Steam, and it is dirt cheap, which is what I told the stream earlier when we were talking about it. This one was like $4, and it got a pretty decent amount of content. I'll take Splinters. And there's currently 3 maps. We've played on 2 of them so far. If I have time, I want to show off the 3rd one. Each map has its own tile set of enemies. The map procedurally generates as you wander around, and there's different things to collect on the map proper as you try and wade through all these hordes of enemies. Oh, okay, for Katana Zero, like Hotland Miami, camera's more Terraria-like and top-down, and use a sword instead. It has a similar premise. This game has character classes, which is different from a game like Vampire Survivors, which has individual characters with names and lore and whatnot. And this one, kind of like, again, Diablo, You pick a character class. This is the sorceress I'm using, who's attacking with lightning. And each character has their own base weapon that's unique. And a different distribution of stats and their kind of strengths. So you take them out on the run and you have to kind of build them accordingly in order to make it to the end. And you get gear, which you scavenge from the run, which I'll show off when I get there. And I'll actually pull it up right here. This equipment screen is what makes this game unique from Vampire Survivors. You have an equipment grid, kind of like Diablo, and you have headpiece, rings, amulet, leg piece, hand piece, chest piece, and these all do different things. And so you do these runs to try and accumulate more of this gear, since it all fits together for character-specific builds. Hence the need to run the maps over and over to try and find good gear, to improve your builds, and make your runs go better. We are currently 1 for 2 tonight. I beat the first map with one character and just died on this map. We're playing the second one with a different character. Wanted to go Summoner Warlock, made it all the way to the end and couldn't kill the boss. Okay. Ability scroll, there it is. So the ability scrolls give you a chance to pick up an ability for the 6 slots over here. It's either going to be a brand new one, like if I got Golem, it'd take up a 5th slot, or we can upgrade ones we already have. So I'm going to take Painful Incision because it gives me backward shooting projectiles. And now I'm going to make my way towards the well in the lower left. So I can get rid of one of my gear pieces and save it. If you die in run, mid-run, and you don't send out whatever artifacts you want to recover, you lose them. You lose them on the run. Attack speed. Picked up a magnet glove, which vacuums up all the experience that's sitting on the map. That's good. That'll gain me a couple levels. There it goes. So a little bit concerned that my DPS is kind of low. It's hard to tell because I've got so many projectiles. My base one is the lightning. You see the sorceress kind of shooting out this web of chain lightning. That's her base weapon. And I don't see it killing things relatively quickly, which is going to cause problems later. But that's the well. You choose any of the found items here in your bag, and then you send them up, and now they're safe. You can buy them from the NPC that manages the well, and then you have the gear. And now, I think I've hit all the points of interest on the map. I'll make my way towards the other magnet gauntlet and try and just kill as many enemies as possible. I need to get more damage from my base weapon. Either crit chance, crit damage, or base damage. One of those for better DPS on the main weapon. Or I'm going to really pay for it when I get to the boss. Another one of those? Alright. This character's got a pretty low base health pool as well. Looks like the other mage, she's kind of squishy. Okay, take movement speed, base health. Oh, it's another boss. We can upgrade Meteor Strike to Burning Craters to create hazard patches of fire. Does damage over time. Radiant Aura is a passive aura that does damage on kind of a charge system cooldown. That one's decent. It disperses its damage equally amongst everyone. I'm gonna go Burning Craters. And for this one, I will go... Go Ring Blades. Kind of chakram boomerangs that spiral outwards from your character. They pierce too, which is nice. Alright, finally we get base crit. If we look at main stats, we're at 55% total crit on the main weapon with 590% crit damage. That's a pretty big boost to crit damage. Haven't got to 100% crit yet. I'm sure it's doable. But now our Chain Lightning is melting things pretty well. We're at 15 minutes. Even on first hit, you could see it kind of pop the first enemy, jump to the next one, and pop the second enemy. That's good. Alright, let's make our way up towards the gauntlet. Kill things along the way, and then I'll vacuum up every experience thing I miss. The experience is represented by these little blue, yellow potion vial things, and then the purple ones are worth more, and then these kind of blue crystal cluster jewel things are worth the most. And so see my character just vacuum them up when she gets close. What a mini boss. Oof. Get out of here. Pestering. I have not recovered this one either. Summons a rat every 2 seconds. And they bite up to 10 enemies and apply random debuffs. That could be useful on a Warlock Summoner build. I'll have to test it once I get that item. I wonder what the limit of rats you can have on screen is. "13 minutes. Yeah, that's doing pretty good damage. Thanks to the boosted crit. Like the first third of the run, definitely seemed like damage was lagging, but I think it's caught up now. Just need to make sure it doesn't lag by the time I get to the boss. Meteor Strike attack speed. We're at level 56. There it is. Let's see if we can clear some more of the waves, and then we'll vacuum up the experience all at once. Still popping enemies almost on first hit, assuming it goes off in criticals. It's critical, rather. Okay, I'll grab that. Flat damage on the weapon, yeah, take those. Attack speed. I'll grab upgrades for blades too. I don't think I've upgraded that too much. Crit chance, base damage, projectile size is another good one. Pretty good fire rate on transfixion too for the reverse shots. Those are going out faster than the shots that go forward. That's handy. It means I can face or hit in two directions when I'm facing in one direction. And they apply a debuff status, assuming they don't pop the enemies in one shot. Upgrade. Ooh, movement speed 12%. That is very fast. That might be as fast as I need to go for the boss. Hit the 10-minute mark. If I wanted to, I could just outrun all the waves. But I'd like to keep pushing damage before the boss shows up. We're at level 63. I think we were leveling faster on the previous run, the Warlock. But I think our DPS and definitely our movement speed is in a better spot on this run. We'll see. Better health pool as well. A little bit difficult to see without things blowing up on screen though. That and some of the enemies blend in with the background, so everything is kind of a dark, burned color. 8 minutes. 8 minutes to the boss. No damage. I know one of the upgrades to lightning unlocked makes it explosive. It basically detonates and I think can burn every time it strikes somebody, which is kind of nice. I wonder what the crit chances on meteors. It's gotta be pretty high. No, where does it tell me that? Maybe it doesn't. Base crit chance plus bonus is still 55 for character and global. I guess it's 55% or 45% chance. It's hard to tell. I think it would say like it does for this one. This is a 75% crit chance on transfixion. 45 on lightning. 50% on splinters. 95% on ring blades. Huh. Interesting. It must be decently high. We got like at least 50% crit chance boost on the meteors. Now the damage. 7 minutes. Still doing good damage. See the chain lightning every time it crits. Usually bounces around and takes out several enemies at once. If I can get a couple more levels and just put it straight into damage, because I don't think I need more mobility. You can also put it into burn damage too. I guess one thing I could use the banish potions for, because I haven't used them at all, is if I'm not playing a defensive character, I could banish the block chance or defense boost upgrades since I never use them. That might be the way to go, just to reduce the amount of things in the pool. Now we got Worm Queen on the board. We're doing pretty good damage. Better damage than the last run, it looks like. So I gotta be careful. It's a lot on screen. Alright, it works. Oh, level up 2,000 times, okay? Mini boss is almost down. boss is dead. This is all stuff that we're not going to retain even if we win. Four minutes. I'll go crit damage and chance on the splinters. I don't know if I'm really sold on that particular ability. They create static damage hazards, which are okay. But what does my DPS look like? Arcane Splinters, total damage, 688k over here. It's not bad, it's not the worst. Ring Blades are currently the lowest, probably because it's the least leveled ability. Got it last. Three minutes. Ooh. Okay. Go for damage. Got a quest achievement for Meteor Strike. At least if we get a few of those per run, be money in the bank, plus any ability or perk unlocks. It's always good. Two minutes. Oh wow, what hit me? Alright. More damage on the ring blades. 3 million damage at transfixion. That is definitely coming from the projectiles that are shooting out of my rear, since there's so many more of them. I have to remember that. I think that was affliction. Yeah, that's a crazy attack speed. It just peppers the area with projectiles that can debuff and just do damage from base and crit. Just over a minute left. Oof, 30 seconds. Getting a bit of lag. A lot of stuff on screen. Oh boy, that's a lot of guys. Okay, boss time. Let's Meatball Lord. Seems like decent damage. I guess we'll see as the screen gets more full of the obstacles. Yeah, I think the damage is alright. It's gonna be difficult. I gotta get close. I think the ranged projectiles, like the swords and the fireballs, are the most dangerous thing I gotta worry about. I don't want to get boxed in though. I think I'm fast enough to run through the clouds of meatballs to clear them, but if I stop for a second, I'm gonna get mobbed by explosions. It's gonna just chunk my life down to nothing. Ooh. Ah. There is no hit stun. Okay, got 2 revives. That's 1. Not quite at 50% yet. Oh, I see a problem too. I didn't realize this before. My chain lightning is hitting the meatballs. So it's not even hitting the boss. It's basically, some of them are, but the vast majority of them are going around and dispersing around the boss. That's a problem. I have to directly hit the boss to do any sort of damage. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna die again. Might come down to my last revive. Yeah, that means I have to be right in the boss's face and direct hit with the chain lightning. Otherwise, the meatballs are blocking damage. That's why it's taking so long. Okay. Interesting. That is another problem with this character's weapon versus this boss. Last round, it was the summons getting confused by the meatballs. In this one, it's the meatballs blocking my main weapon. Oh. Alright. Okay, I can work with that. Just means I have to get close. I wonder if I could just circle strafe. I'm trying to see if I'm getting tagged by any of the explosions, since those things detonate when you walk near them. But I think I'm fast enough that they don't actually hit me. If that's the case, in theory, I probably wouldn't want to test this since I don't have any more revives. In theory, I could just circle strafe the boss forever. As long as I don't stop moving, I shouldn't take a hit from the meatballs, but that's really risky. If I take like 3 hits, I'm probably dead. Ooh. Yeah, I can just wade through those clouds because I'm fast enough. Interesting. So that means you got to go really high mobility if you're going to take Sorceress in here. That, or get more ranged abilities that allow you to do hits when you're not near the boss. Ooh, or get stuck on the terrain. Okay, under a quarter. Basically an attrition fight. My commentary is going to suffer a bit because I'm really trying to focus on not dying. Oof. That's not good. I'm gonna be close. I wonder if I could just run. And technically, I could just run in one direction. Unless the boss does that. I'm gonna say and try and wait for my regen to refill my life. But if the boss pot shots me like that, I'm gonna take damage. I don't think that was worth it. Let's see. I'm gonna try and buy some time. I regens in like 1 a second, so it's very little. Alright. This is not the most exciting thing to watch, but in theory, if I'm just really careful and I just keep booking it and get my health up. This is going to take a long time, though. It's going to take me like 10 minutes to get up to 50%. Ow. Might just YOLO it. Oh, man. I think I can take maybe 1 or 2 direct hits. I was almost dead. Whew, that was close. Couldn't tell what direction he was coming from. Woo. Almost down to a magic pixel. Oh man, what hit me? Okay, I got back off. I'm trying to get my health back up. I'm so close. Oh man. I'm like down to my last hit. I'm literally down to my last hit. Looks like it does about 30 for those fireballs that keep sniping me. I'm visibly sweating now. Literal magic pixel. Oh man, what hit me? I think I got tagged by a exploding meatball. I think I'm gonna die. If I can get up to around 11 in health, then that might be enough to just YOLO it and try and go in. Keep moving. I don't accidentally run into the boss too. That'd be a really stupid way to lose. Oh wow, how did I not take a hit there? Alright, boss is down. Just have to get the orb. Whew. Good lord. Oh, it's a sweat. Okay. Like 30 minutes on top of 20 minutes just to kill the boss. 5k in gold. 18k in kills. Okay. We got an upgrade to, I think this is the shards. Transfixion trait type. Okay. Whew. Oh, that was hard. Once again, comes down to DPS. But we have these now. So that is going straight on my summoner build. That'll be good to test. Maybe next time we can take this character either on the first map or the third map. I'm not entirely sold on a summon build on map 2 just because the summons get confused by all the projectiles when the boss shows up. Let's take a look at the quest list. We made some progress. Okay, a few more with Archer, a couple more with Exterminator. We didn't try Cleric this time, maybe next time. Fragile. Yeah, it's few to do with this character. Warlock's almost done. Oh, that looks like Golem unlock. Okay. Okay, chipped away. Got a few more achievements done. So I think that'll do it for today's look at Halls of Torment. Like I said, I'm going to keep an eye on the development for this game, and next time there's a big content update, I'll probably stream this again. We'll definitely have to see. But in the meantime, let me pause the music. Let me see if Matt's still online. I have not got a chance to raid him in a while. Oh, did he change his name? There it is. Okay, he's doing Shadow of Mordor. Alright. Well, we will go ahead and send the good vibes over to Matt. In the meantime, next time I'm back is Sunday, I believe, is what I was talking about earlier. I'll be streaming on Sunday, doing some grinding in Monster Hunter, getting ready for Extra Life. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and go to outro. Thanks to all the folks who stopped by and hung out. Especially if anyone was there to witness the end of that last round. It was very stressful. That was fun. But we'll be back this weekend. So in the meantime, hope everyone has a good evening. Now let's go see what